I think it had a placeholder for a year before it was ever put up.
True enough.
I bet that's what it was.
Yeah. That is a good point. It was.
All right.
We good?
Yes.
Okay.
Woo!
Hey, welcome to Durnk Movies, everybody. We're talking about stuff, and we're here. So today we're watching a movie called Bunraku. And it's going to be in the description, how to spell it and everything like that. So look there. It won't be in the title.
Is it Bunraku or Bunraku?
I think it's Bunraku.
I'm going to say Bunraku just
okay,
for
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
This is an interesting movie in that I deeply love this movie. Dorothy likes it.
I do like it.
And he doesn't really care for it.
No, I didn't say that. I mean, it's you will see it. I think it's visually stunning, and we'll talk about those visuals. It lacks a whole bunch of other stuff that I would have liked to have seen, but yeah, it's all good.
You just want to see Josh Hartnett with his shirt off.
I was going to say,
Part
it
of
does
that,
have
well.
Josh Hartnett in it, and also that crazy Japanese boy band singer guy.
Gackt? It's
Yeah, he's wicked hot.
Gackt. So if you haven't been buffering by now, you should have been buffering this whole thing, because we're ready to go. Okay? So we'll wait.
We're ready.
I'll wait for you.
Okay, we're done waiting. Because this is YouTube, and you can pause.
Oh, yeah.
Good point.
No point in waiting a long time. God knows. Play this thing.
All right, so we've buffered it, we've paused it at first frame, and we're ready to go.
Yeah, you ready?
guys ready to go?
Yeah, let's do this.
Yeah.
I'm ready. In
Three, two, one. Roll the tape.
Oh, Arc Entertainment.
Have I seen it? Do I know this?
Arkle.
What is this?
Arkle.
Have you guys seen it? I don't think
What?
I've ever seen that production.
This to me was like when I first saw this, I was
Vibrator.
like,
Accelerator.
Accelerator
Accelerator.
Media. XL. It's like I'm a triple XL tall,
Flares.
so
Sun
I don't know if that correlates to any kind of size thing. I don't know.
Snoot.
Dog.
Because it's snooty.
Well, I think it obviously means it's Canadian and just Canadian snoot.
I feel like
That's
this
a
was...
thing in Canada.
Yeah. I love these puppets.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
Look at that with the trilobites and shit, fighting over pieces of food. And then there's eating them, and then you can see the puppet hands.
There's a running aesthetic of paper throughout the entire thing, and they explain it better later. But I love it. I love that. I'm a sucker for, looks, so...
Style, super style.
Style.
And kill. Oh, I kill you with a spear. I kill you with a sword.
I watched an entire French
kill you
movie
with a
that
gun.
was just like this.
I kill
this
you
was
with another
the
gun.
entire movie.
A bigger gun. A badder gun.
That also would be
We killed each other. Oh, mercy.
Wow.
That's so cool.
Yes.
Is it real? I can't tell.
That's where lines start to blur with this, right? Is it
Moves so
practical?
quickly.
Is it not practical? I mean,
Yeah.
I keep expecting
Ron Perlman as a missile.
Kenny to pop up on that missile at some point.
Yeah. There was a South Park feel to that. Truth. So, Apocalypse.
Obviously.
They had to have had a pretty decent budget for this movie, right?
Somewhere in Africa, something really exploded.
Well, they got, it's full of sort of I don't even know what to call those. They're not quite super A-list actors, at least not anymore, but they kind of border on that A-B status, you know?
I'd agree.
You wouldn't call Woody Harrelson an A-list?
Not anymore.
He works his ass off, though.
Yeah, but, I mean...
He's like a character A-list actor, do you know what I'm saying? As opposed to a hero A.
You're not going to put him it's not White Man Can't Jump.
I've always been waiting for Josh Hartnett to really take off.
Clip. He doesn't want to. Clip.
Really?
He's like your classic Brad Pitt. He doesn't want to be like a hero celebrity. He wants to act as in character acting. I think it's interesting that this character's name is the Woodcutter. I mean, it must be drawn from martial arts stuff that I'm not that familiar with. But it's super fairy tale.
They very...
Woodcutters are not typically that terrifying
Right.
of characters. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they blend the hell out of cultures in this movie.
Well, part of
This is one thing that I do love. This weird, welcome to the main event. It's almost very Broadway-ish. Here's a musical.
Yeah.
I also love that and you're going to go through and you're going to see a lot of different... Every character matters if it's supposed to matter. They look different, they act different, they sound different. and this is a big action film using martial arts, so they all have a different fighting style on top of it. They're very distinguishable, each and every one, even if they don't necessarily have a name. Like this guy he goes up against, he doesn't have a name.
No.
Yeah, you're right.
I do like, too, how the titles fly in and out. Like that. Killer number 2.
Great. There's this, this...
Is that practical? I can't be, but
no,
it looks like it is.
That's gotta be.
Yeah, that's... It's like a comic book meets video game meets...
That's...
And it's very
something
meta,
else.
because it's saying, look at all of these people, instead of like in a narrative, straight narrative, where it would be revealed to you that someone was watching this major battle happen. Those people up on the rooftop were also included in like this giant circus.
What?
He totally killed those guys.
Yeah, so we're establishing this dude as like a total badass.
Yes.
He's as a killer number 2.
His wonderful dancey type sword style.
It's like Fred Astaire with a sword.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like how the sky isn't a sky. You know what I mean? They didn't really even try a replacement or anything. It's just these blurred triangles of green.
The other thing I really appreciate this movie is the sets. The sets they build for this damn thing.
They're very German expressionist, very like Cabinet of Dr. Caligari.
And huge.
Yes.
They're huge.
They feel like a pop-up book. I mean, if you were in a pop-up book, this is what it would feel like.
And
there's
it's
a
interesting too that there's only one mention of that pop-up book feeling. You know what I mean? Like they don't try and go out of their way to make it be like
no, they don't shove it down your throat. Mm-mm. And there's no in your face, hey, do you see how we've fashioned the whole world like this? It's just no, you have to notice that.
Yeah, just here it is.
And a lot of the people, another thing I like about this is fundamentally an action film. And a lot of these people are not action actors by any means.
Right.
And a lot of these fight scenes look pretty good.
Yeah.
Like they'd spent some time and worked on
Yeah,
them.
I'll give you that one.
Well, I think it's helpful that they're not meant to be realistic, but more like formal, dancey.
Yeah.
Right. And I got to be honest, I think that's where this movie falls a little flat for me, is that it is so much about the visual,
a style.
Yeah, and it happens a lot when people make movies that are heavily stylized. They forget that they might want to spend a little bit more time in, I don't know, telling a more interesting story. Because I tell you what, if it was between this and Crouching Tiger every time for me. Every single time.
I've always thought of this, though, as, like you guys said, a comic book. Like episode 1 of a series of a comic book. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. The way the dialogue is done, the over-the-top narration from, God, could be whoever. The very clearly bad guy.
Very clearly.
I mean, good guys are good guys, bad guys are bad guys.
And I do like the fact that we get to know the bad guy a little bit, through the movie.
Yeah.
I think sometimes that
he's sad and bored and depressed.
You can lose an emotional connection with too much theatrical formality. It's very much a real style choice, more than just visual.
Yeah.
It also really affects the emotional narrative.
This is pretty, too. I like when they do the giant swings of the big city.
Yeah.
Because they do it a couple of times.
And that stuff is hard.
Yeah.
Because you're talking about melding together a practical set
right
with your digital. I mean, obviously, all digital.
These transitions.
And that jumps up like a pop-up.
Pop up. And of course, those transitions, those have to be prevised. I mean, so there's a certain way you have to shoot certain things in order to be able to pull this stuff off.
And this introduction,
certainly difficult.
This introduction right here of the good guys, I've always liked this part.
The opening of that, where they coming into the train, I always thought of it was like live action anime. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah, nice. Yeah.
This guy right here, he is the most fascinating mixture of male and female facial characteristics that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
He's
He just literally like rides a line from my perspective. I was always like,
yeah, there's some
is it a girl?
Harsh and androgyny going on here. It's
he doesn't have much acting credit to him because this is actually a Japanese pop star.
Yes. I think he does fine work, and I'm not dissing his acting at all. I'm just saying the way that he's dressed, especially with that long hair and his facial features.
He does.
I literally was just like, is it a girl?
There are moments during their fight scene that it could have easily become just like a total makeout session between him and
I don't even mean sexually. That's not what
I know.
Okay. I just mean in terms of gender.
Mm-hmm.
I love his mustache that he put on for this.
What is the significance of the hat brim? Because isn't it almost always
effect.
followed with the shing shing?
Yeah.
No, it's a. I know what the sound it is. It's a rotating of a revolver.
Oh, okay.
Oh, right.
Rotating of the revolver.
That's right. You're totally
He's a cowboy, and I think that's.
And he used to be a smoker.
Yeah, he's trying to quit, and that's such a funny detail.
Enter one of my favorite in movies. One of my favorite mentor characters I've seen in a lot of movies is Woody Harrelson as the bartender.
He does a great job in this. Side note: did you guys watch True Detective, the new HBO?
I have not.
Matthew McConaughey, Woody Harrelson.
I gave up cable.
Matthew McConaughey is going to win an Oscar this year, so we should be paying attention.
Side note, True Detective, if you get a chance to see it anywhere, you should. Is this the only time we see him do magic tricks in this movie?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, also the poker scene where he never moves his hands and yet
hands.
manages to move every card on.
True. That must be what this sets up, man. Although I didn't even question that at the time. I was just like, well, of course.
Well, they just talk like quick hands. That's his character. He has very fast hands. And I like that.
He can kill with a single punch.
in a world with no guns, having really fast hands. That's good enough, man. That's good enough, man.
I always look at Josh Hartnett and go, man, when you're 40, you're going to be, like, ripe. Right now, he still seems a little green.
He's so pretty. It's stupid how pretty he is.
That's what I'm saying.
And he has no business being able to act. He should be a model.
I think about him with Robert Downey Jr., kind of the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
Robert Downey Jr. is just
He does look a lot better now that he's old.
Exactly. Look at this, single punch. Bam.
And that makeup job they did just fucked up nose, just pushed in and like.
It goes by so quick.
I love how
hair
floof
caught in the purple light. They use so much saturated rock star light.
Oh, that's
red lighting, green lighting, blue lighting, purple light. I mean, that's what I don't think they used a single white light in this entire movie.
It's always as a supporting.
Yeah,
I like that a lot.
To key something, his eyes or something like that.
Yeah.
Classic. Taking these.
He's giving him an out. It's okay.
Don't. Oh, that's too bad.
There's 2,000.
Well, I'll have to kill one more.
The moment, and that's the exact moment. And I like the cut to Woody Harrelson's laugh there because that's the exact moment. It's like these are friends now, even though he does this.
Ooh.
I will not.
He was
punch
angry.
That bottle.
He was angry.
This is great. With the gun melting the end of the plastic cigarette, and that was pre-e-cigarette, so that's just like a ring of rock.
Yeah.
Woody Harrelson had some experience behind the bar, so.
Did he?
Yeah. In Cheers.
Oh, right. So,
everybody forgets Woody was just
I also
Woody.
love the attraction. They also
Through
do
the
another.
circus to the bells.
They also do another thing with Josh Hartnett's character that is that they associate him with a train. Everybody's associated with something.
Yes.
They associate him with a train because he's not going to stop moving.
Yep.
Right.
They introduce him on a train. They'll put train sounds with him.
Mm-hmm. Later
Later on in the fight sequence is one of my favorite. Like he starts to really gear up, and you hear that train whistle. And you're like, oh, here it comes.
I really like this setup for this wandering character.
And the way they do the
Yeah.
I love that. That's
So comic.
I like
comic
that
book.
they just. Her hair is so 90s.
He does have a like these guys have super deep voice, Japanese voices.
That's how they're taught to talk that way. That's part of their schooling.
I love this.
I made that up. I don't
That
think that's
he's
true.
so willing to just copy that medallion. Like, just take a fake one back to your dad. And he is the compassionate warrior, right? I think that is a fascinating character. It's such a hard thing to be.
I think the reason they went with a guy like this who looks so feminine. If you watch much anime,
Let's call him androgynous. It's not really even that he looks feminine. He's just
androgynous. But if you watch much anime, a lot of the male characters are very androgynous, very pretty.
Yes, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I think definitely they were aiming for an anime style here, so they wanted to find someone like that.
Red suit. It's the only time you ever hear that, and it's so funny.
And it fits, and you don't question it at any point. It's just the thing they're doing. There's a lot of one-off things they do like that in this movie, and you don't question it.
Well, because of the style, the super extreme style that they've set up. Compassionate warrior is a contradiction.
It is a contradiction. Uh-oh.
Assholes.
Bullies.
This guy's good, too. He's only in this scene, and he's just supposed to be an asshole. And he pulls it off wonderfully.
I know. I looked at all of these guys and thought, is there someone in here that we've seen since then in something else? But I recognize no one.
Mm-hmm.
Which is too bad. Because it's the perfect role for that.
I think I've seen the uncle in other things, the Japanese guy.
Yeah. It'd be awesome if she started wailing on. There's always this implication that she has skills. You never see them.
You never see him. She
tries to fight back later on against number 2.
Or it's number 2.
But he's insane, so it's like...
I, too, would have liked to have seen her kick some ass. I think that would have been a nice addition.
Because her body posture and all of her attitude says, I'm about to go off, boys.
Yeah. Well, I think they're playing her off as young, is what it's supposed to be.
Impetuous.
Like, she has the will and she could do it, but like she's just young. I think is how it's supposed to be played.
She's like 9. I think this is so interesting what he does here. Take this wasabi.
That's meat. That's evil too. To do that to somebody.
That should
Real
hurt.
wasabi too.
Especially on your lips.
Mm-hmm.
You ever had wasabi stick on your lips for a couple seconds?
Oh yeah.
Fucking hurts, man.
Here, I'll eat the rest of this. Oh yeah? Watch that. Look at his face.
Everybody's just like, oh my god, what are they doing? Oh,
Oh, it's so much. I can't.
I would venture to guess that this guy has a lot of martial arts experience too. Like as a person, the actor.
Possibly. Or maybe he's an excellent fucking actor.
yeah.
Well, he's also, he's in a pop band too, so he's probably a
That's what I'm
dancer. He's
saying.
probably a
Yes,
great dancer.
yes. He's like, just show me once, but in Japanese, of course. Look at that perfect 3-point. Everyone through an opening.
Yeah.
Okay, my work here's done.
Look at how the smile on her face. Yeah,
Yay.
kicked his ass.
Mm-hmm.
And meanwhile, our uncle's just like, God damn it, the place is ruined.
Busted up my place.
Could you not have
Get
taken
out.
it outside?
Damn
Just
you
the
to
thing that
hell.
even compassionate warriors forget.
Yeah.
Take the fight outside.
Probably stop at about the 55-minute mark.
Sounds
Yoshi!
good.
Here, take this.
Yoshi, don't poop out an egg.
That's right. 'Cause she knows this. She knows this town like the back of her hand.
Yeah, she does.
Little Westworld. I like that too.
Westworld.
Little Westworld.
Did you ever see Westworld, the movie?
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Oh, I never put that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What is this cab too that he gets in right here? What is this thing? I've always
This looks like a Rolls Royce. That's kind of what it looks like.
He gets in the front
Rolls-Royce
seat
station
first.
wagon. Were there such a thing?
Look how much empty. What is going on back there?
That's just. There is no passenger seat in the front. It just slides back to the back. Got a little bar back there.
Yeah.
Is that a coffin? What is that?
It could be a coffin. It's possible.
It looks like a hearse. The car looks. I mean,
Decided that. Isn't that funny? The camera movement was like, "Where are you?" There you are. Okay.
and this set right here, these buildings they just showed, completely throwaway. I don't think they ever see those again.
Yeah.
But they built that whole goddamn.
But
thing.
let's look at the entrance to this bar.
Yes.
Oh, that's so
This.
Keep looking. Punch.
punch.
Walks in
Ding.
into like the fun house.
Right.
Right? This is so much bullshit. It's a giant revolver. He's a bullet in a
Loves it.
gun. I was like, that is crazy.
I love
With
that.
the sound of a ricochet.
How do you think they did that? Do you think they moved the background, or do you think?
I think it's all, that was green screen with a
Okay.
light change.
And this guy's playing. Look at this
I
extra
don't
playing
think
up
it
for the
is.
camera. Fucking.
But do you want
Yeah,
to
you want to
direct?
go in there? Go over there. We could.
That's
I don't know.
probably the
Thank you.
director.
That's it.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah, director. Yeah, you just
That seems like something a director would do, like all big. Gosh, I don't know.
Nobody can say anything.
The guy who's directed it, he wrote it too, right?
Look
Yeah.
at the color change.
Oh yeah.
To highlight him for a second.
Yeah, and that's
And look at this. Yeah. And that's
lighting like a
totally
motherfucker.
theatrical.
Mhm.
Everybody freezes. They freeze
Mhm.
an entire
In
room of
place.
people.
And he
Like
just
you.
moves through. Yep. I just want to side note that they wanted to do things like this in 10 Things I Hate About You.
another like you.
And then everything winds up again.
Why do you think this guy so
They did-
readily helps him? This guy. Because he does. He just readily helps him.
You know, I don't even question any of their motivations because it's so stylized. I'm just like, okay, sure, move it along.
This is the thing I've only thought about because I've watched this movie probably a dozen times. But I always think that maybe...
Maybe he's hot for him.
Yeah, that was the thought I had. Maybe he is hot for him. Josh
Yeah.
Hartnett walks up.
Or some hot loner guy who's obviously in a rough trade. Why wouldn't you?
Well, I think if somebody who looks like Josh Hartnett walks up to you, even as a straight man, if you've ever had a single
You'd be
thought
like-
in your head, you melt a little bit. You melt a little bit.
A little bit inside. The red suits, taking him down, off
Another-
to be waterboarded.
Another thing about this movie is the costume designer had to go nuts. There's so many extras in this fucking movie.
Yeah, and everything is super both like stereotyped and sort of like over the top.
Yeah.
It's not meant to be, quote, realistic.
Yeah. And everybody's gray. Everybody's a shade of gray or brown except for the important people. This
And
machine's
we
evil.
need this massive machine so that we can.
Oh, it's terrifying.
Ow!
God, if you've ever gotten your finger caught inside of a sewing machine needle
Oh
where
my
it goes
God.
through, that's what it reminds me of.
That's how they do HIV tests now. They've got this little thing they
The
put your
giant
finger
machine?
in, and and it's got a razor blade that they slam down on, and they take a blood
Well,
sample.
it's like any of those blood things where they've got a little pressure thing and it just goes thook, and a tiny little needle. Single drop of blood.
so good.
Sailing through. Whoosh, it's all the Harry Potter flyover world.
How much do you think this cost? This 20-second this 20-second
Bam.
transition. How much do you think that cost?
That is hard
They
to
had
say.
some guy in India do it
Somebody had to
for
build that, some of
$200.
Some of that set's pretty practical. I don't mean like giant, but I mean a miniature was.
They
Yeah.
found the only guys in Hollywood
I
who can
love
still
this
do
so
miniatures.
much.
Yes,
This
this is
telephone
pretty cool.
conversation between them,
And-
and this frosted glass just becomes a little bit translucent.
and they literally just built these sets next to each other.
Yeah.
You can tell it's just like a screen that's separated.
Yes,
Yeah, totally practical.
but completely meant as a visual metaphor to show the two of them talking without doing a split screen or anything. Like, look at that.
Well, here in a second, they stare at each other. They literally walk up
But
and
they
stare
don't.
at
They're
each other.
doing that that stare off into the middle distance thing that people do when they're on the phone. Singing ducks are pretty odd.
I do love this character, number 2, killer number 2.
Yeah.
He's such a good bad guy.
He is a good bad guy. And you see that guy in a lot of stuff. He generally plays kind of a shifty dude.
Here you go for it.
Save my life.
I can't even think of seeing him in anything else.
Yeah. This guy, I've seen him in a lot of stuff.
Look at that. And the lighting is so different between the two.
I think that's how they got this many people. It was super stylized. They gave everybody a pitch, and they're like, yeah, this is I can do a real character in something like this.
I can play with that.
Yeah.
I'm a girl. I'm a boy. I'm androgyny.
Mm-hmm.
He is definitely wearing lipstick, though. Pretty much the entire time.
Androgyny. Almost. Like 16th century Japan, yes.
Yoshi tries so hard in this scene. The character Yoshi tries so hard in this scene to just be civil with these guys, too.
Mm-hmm.
I am a villager.
Kind of makes me want to go to one of his pop shows.
Yeah, I want
or at least see it.
Some of his
interwebs.
early work, because he must have been a young. How old do you think he is in this? 27.
Mid-20s, yeah. Either that or the prettiest early 30s.
Yeah.
Oh, Josh Hartnett. What is he, almost 40?
No, Josh Hartnett's not 40, but he's in his 30s. But he looks like he could be mid-20s.
True that.
Baby face. So much pink. I suppose it's supposed to be red. Fair
Here
enough.
it goes. Yo-yo, man.
Look at that. Just push that desk right out of the way. Let's do this, motherfuckers. Oh, awkward. Smackdown. I'll just sit here with the sword, waiting.
As the boss does.
Really? This is how it's going to be? Is this what you want? Dumbasses.
And he takes a beating during this, too. It's realistic. He takes a bit of a beating.
That's not realistic, but he does take a beating.
Well, I know, but like in something like this, you expect the hero to just
That is true.
ease through the field.
Yeah.
Josh's
Shake it
character
off.
would have just, beat the piss out of him. Like right away with one punch and then it'd been
Look
done.
how much you can do with a stick.
That's right.
Don't.
He still doesn't want to hurt anybody.
Yes.
That's where he's...
He doesn't want to kill him.
Right.
Whereas it's interesting that Josh Hartnett's character is like, yep, I'll kill him, man.
Whatever.
Let's do this. I'm going to clean this blade on my tie.
So I can do
Because
that
that's
cool
what
pose.
killer number 2 does. I ain't got no cool scarf.
And I don't need the
Throw that
stick!
I don't need a
Such a
goddamn
badass
stick.
move.
One last chance. Whoa! Oh!
And he literally just kicks him in the head.
Because that's all you gotta do. It's all you gotta do.
Pianist wanted!
And this is where they finally explain the aesthetic of the movie. This scene right here.
The aesthetic is pop-up books, which, side note, we'll talk about that when it happens.
I love this trick
This-
too.
This should teach everyone something when they go to a bar.
You don't just say whatever.
That's right.
That's a foolish...
Look at how they have that lit.
Yeah. Get the good stuff, yos.
Oh, the sound design around just that
Yeah.
bottle.
This-
Things being poured from the
Yeah.
Whoever did the sound in
Careful
this
with the
movie
tape.
fucking deserves awards.
And they must have had so much
So
fun,
much
too.
fun.
No need to be realistic. The only need is to create an emotional connection.
Oh,
That
2
echo,
drops.
Echo.
That echo.
Get the drops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You picked right.
Oh, that's...
Have you guys ever had like spectacular whiskey? It really is that good.
My dad
really
is a Scotch man, and yes, I've had some expensive freaking Scotch.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
God damn.
Which
That and
makes you
tequila.
realize why people then drink it.
Yeah.
But all the other shit, no.
Yeah.
After that.
Well, you can't drink cheap Scotch once you've had good Scotch.
That's
It's
true.
too late. And I'll say the same thing about wine. I'm not a wine guy so much, but really expensive wine, you're like, holy shit.
Yes.
Someone needs to wind up the pianist.
The one that I actually splurge for occasionally is really expensive tequila. Because that stuff's... Like, you don't... like, there's no bad tequila taste at any point. You're
It's
just
like, this is a tequila. Are you
Yeah,
crazy?
it's like drinking sweet molten sun.
Yeah. This is everything
Here
I
we
want it to be.
Here is what's interesting to me about this pop-up book that Woody Harrelson's character shows Yoshi is. That hero story is Spider-Man.
It is Spider-Man.
What the fuck?
Exactly.
But this is in the
Totally
future.
Spider-Man.
So maybe they don't really know Spider-Man
Fair
anymore.
enough. Fair enough.
So they just call him something different.
Arachnid.
Arachnidus.
Falls
Or
into a hidden cave.
They checked into
Bitten by a
seeing if they
spider.
could use the Spider-Man, but they couldn't, so they changed it.
Or hell, maybe this is where Spider-Man came from. We don't fucking know.
Yeah, why don't they make a movie about the Greek origins of Spider-Man? Spiders don't have special powers. They walk on walls. No, that's real. Which is interesting because that means a special power to one person is nothing to something else.
Brilliant.
He's got like 8 arms. That's fucking terrifying.
Push that part. Push that part.
A responsibility to fight for the greater good.
Aww.
You can't do nothing when you have powers like that. Nailed it in one, Yoshi. Good work.
You are very wise. Here we go. So we've had a little bit of time for exposition.
I think it's time for a fight.
I do think it's time. But nope, they don't even let him drink that.
What the fuck?
That'd piss me off after spending that much money on some good
God
whiskey.
damn it!
How many fights do you think happened at that bar? Because Woody Harrelson's character is just like, okay, you guys...
He just walked on the wall!
He is the arachnid.
The Arachnidus.
There you
Or,
go.
as they
Scary.
say in Spanish, he is a son.
And then the boogeyman walks in here in a second.
Yeah.
What? I don't know. What do you want me to do? Says Woody. I got nothing. Damn it!
I'll fight him too then.
Bring it.
That's just a shop light behind him right now.
Everyone's like, oh shit, it's that guy who killed Tommy and Joey yesterday.
It's like one punch, man.
Thank you for naming the nameless extras, Tommy and Joey.
We'll slip out the back, Jack.
Oh,
The
ladies
girls are leaving.
I'm out of here. So this time they key his eyes
Yeah.
underneath the hat.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Mm-hmm. Depends on the mood.
Depends what they need.
Friend or foe. Maybe you should look somewhere else.
They're both trying to be such badasses.
That's true.
Like they know they're amazing.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is what happens when you're both amazing.
Kind of joined together in a band.
I assume this is what happened the first time Larry Bird met Michael Jordan. Like, you know what I mean?
They hated each other and then they loved.
Then they fell in love.
They did fall in love.
Josh
Actually, those
Hartnett's
two have a
eyelashes.
deep
Good
man love.
Lord.
Take a breath.
Thanks.
Big deep one.
Feeling a little
What?
You want a little drink there? You have a little bit of mango Kool-Aid?
We're having mango peach Kool-Aid, by the way. Yo. I'm having mango peach Kool-Aid with vodka, but we're having mango peach Kool-Aid.
Yeah, because we got to like work after this.
They got to work after this. Yeah. I'm not seeing... Oh, okay.
All right.
Oh,
Gonna
No?
clear that glass away so nobody gets hurt.
Such a good face.
I need a loan. Liar. But just how self-edited so intently.
See, here's what... here's the first mistake he made. Josh Hartnett's character made. He's assuming that this other character gives a shit about money. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's where his argument here falls down.
Yeah, that's where the cultures don't quite line up.
Yeah.
You are a liar and a cheat. You don't call Josh Hartnett a cheat.
No.
And then he got up in him like, I could make out with you, but I don't need you to negotiate for me. Oh! Now that's killed men in the past. Is he dead? He's not
like,
dead.
What the hell are you doing?
Take it outside, Daddy.
Quit breaking my shit and get out of here.
Look,
This
and it's
is
thundering and raining.
This might be my favorite
Great
scene in the movie.
It's also the train.
It's the best transition
That's
of
a
the whole
beautiful
movie.
transition because it goes from Woody Harrelson's head to
Woody Harrelson's head. I
head.
love that.
Look at this, like super abstract, stylized, like under the train bridge.
Trestle.
Thank you, the trestle.
Oh,
Right in the face, Jesus! Is
Good
Josh
job.
Hartnett holding back?
He's like, wait, I wasn't ready. Let me be ready first.
Fixes his nose
Let
back
me be
in.
ready. Okay, now I'm ready. No, wait. Okay, I'm ready
He gets
now.
a super, like,
I'm ready.
this one right here is a super
yeah?
wake-up call. Like,
Yeah. Josh Hartnett's like, oh, what the hell? Look at that.
I was ready that time. And see what happened?
look at that
I
face.
can't even believe that just happened.
He's like,
I
what?
know, right? I told you. Oh.
He just
Bring
takes
it.
a seat.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, whoa! All right, that's it. I'm taking my coat off now, bitch.
Yeah.
I love his outfit, too.
Yeah.
The hard vest, the hat.
Yeah.
The green.
It's that East meets West kind of thing. I mean,
That emerald, those huge French cuffs. Give me that cigar. Just so I can smell it.
I need to concentrate.
Nicotine, even the scent of it just is focused for me.
Here it is. That train's a-coming.
Yeah, it is. Look at this beaten earth beneath them.
Oh, damn.
If they don't turn this into like a Broadway musical, I think that is like a crime. This is tailor-made to be a Broadway musical.
I could see this being a TV show, actually.
That sounds crazy to me.
No, on
But a
HBO
Broadway
or something like that.
Yes. A puppet show?
Where they do
Oh.
this city. Like, this city existing
A
somewhere.
million stories in the naked
Yeah.
Bunraku city.
Yeah.
That would be cool. That would be like a good mentor never forces himself on the unprepared.
He does,
Just opens
however.
the door and waits for
That
the rain.
light!
I think that's awesome. That's a great like phrasing.
Here we go.
Yeah, the narrator, all his lines are
He
really
has some decent lines.
quite powerful, actually.
And I think because they draw so intently from like the Eastern tradition, fairy tale kind of feeling. I will break you! I will break you! Let's break things!
We will fight till exhaustion takes us both.
That's the only way it can be done. When we did the Blue Orchid commercial with the fork fighting the chopsticks,
Yep.
same way.
There you go.
Equal and cannot beat each other, join together.
Oh,
I can't.
I got up
I still
before
got
you.
up. I am
It
getting
hurts so
up.
bad. I'm a small Japanese person and that hurt
You
really
punched
bad.
me in my chest.
But I have heart.
Heart like a lion.
right.
Somebody thinks the fight's over.
Boatloads of
But
heart.
no.
Give me that effing umbrella.
Now I'm going to show you what it's like to go up against a swordsman with
just
your
PS.
stupidness.
It's not over yet. Doesn't it seem like Woody Harrelson has a limp in this movie? Or does he have a limp?
He
in
does.
general?
Actually, they explain that later on. He does.
Oh, yeah, in the cartoon.
Yeah.
Here we go.
It's a sign of a good actor that he cares that much.
Stick, ow. Stick,
Smack,
stick,
smack,
ow.
smack,
Stick, ow.
smack,
Stick,
smack.
stick.
How dare you hit me? I will beat you.
I love the boxing cover Josh Hartnett does. He does like an actual boxer's cover. The entire... I actually really like his
Yeah, there we go.
commitment
Submission
to-
hold.
Now they're
Submission hold.
wrestling.
Submission.
And this, people will knock shit, but that's actually how you get out of that.
I'd have just bit
This
the
is
dude,
a beautiful
but,
shot.
it's just
That
me.
was. From below, shooting up to them with the rain and the light falling on their faces.
Strangle.
They're
Oh.
strangling each
the
other.
weird
I can't
exhaustion.
even
the weird 80s guitar
vote
playing.
for the general.
They both came. It's
Love you
good.
too, Mom.
They both came.
Yes, it's very wet under that trestle.
Enter
Cut to-
Demi Moore.
Demi Moore, also wet.
This is introduction. We have not met
Another
her
good
before.
transition, I think.
Mhm.
There's a lot of them.
That's a
in this
nice, texture transition.
Absinthe. Don't do that, kids. That's how you forget your name.
Which is really what she's trying to do. So she's not a happy person either.
Number 10 and number 8. Some
I
of
love
those.
that they
Some
make
of those
that noise that old-fashioned shades do when
Yeah.
you pull them.
I think old-fashioned cartoon shades.
No, real-life shades do that too, if you've ever... Oh, guys, I thought this was Meatloaf when I first saw it.
Kinda. Yeah, I see that now.
It's Meatloaf's brother.
Like Romanian brother.
Yeah.
You know, they shot this
Complimento
in
loaf.
Budapest, which I'm so jealous of. I would love to go to Budapest, but not like as a tourist. For a job, that would be cool.
Whoa.
You know how she is.
Yeah. Tell him. There you go.
All the self-loathing just
So
oozing out of
angry.
her
Yeah.
character. My ear almost swallowed this other headphone. So that
To
earpiece
pull it out
over
of you
here.
by the wire.
Do it.
I love that they add so
Sound
much
design.
to that.
Yeah.
It's complicated because the way they set this up is that she is so unwilling. That whole like wash her down as she's just gotten out of a bath, but it's like super creepy that would be what it is. Then later, when you see them together, you realize they've been together for a fucking long time. But she made the choice to go with him, kinda.
Yeah, she made one really bad choice that she's dealing with. I think the problem is it took her character a long time to finally feel this amount of like she was just cool with it for a long time.
Right. But it's interesting because they set it up to seem so like she's so unwilling, but that's not in fact the case at all.
No.
Yeah. And another case too, where they sort of build this sort of strength into a character, and you never really see much of that strength
That's
in anything
true.
other than her words.
Yeah, because as we'll see later, the ending for her is so
Yeah, right.
random
Just like
and completely like, okay. I feel like there was more.
well, there you go then.
Because she's pregnant, guys.
Yep.
I think it's funny that she would go from a bath with absinthe to being bathed in rose petals. Like, you're just not clean enough. Just personally, I take some issue with the whole idea. I could have been someone's
The
woman.
woman, right?
Well, obviously she doesn't make very good choices. Like
If those are the only choices in your life, well,
This wasn't written from a feminist perspective.
I know.
think that's pretty
Right.
It's pretty
That's
obvious.
totally true.
These are
It's a
man, woman, olden days kind of shit going on, I guess.
which would happen more in a world where the sword came back, like the warriors. And thing.
I've seen some chicks wield some swords, man. That's all I'm saying.
could happen.
Was that a euphemism?
No. I kind of
I do like the idea of him cutting out their silhouettes. I think that's very cool. Paper tiger.
I love his vest in this. Look at
Yeah.
this.
I love that he reached behind the bar
got
and
the
got
good,
the really good.
got the really good stuff.
And he's like, what
the fuck?
All right.
Motherfucker, what you doing?
Like, I think that if you had your way, you would be wearing more vests. If you were forced into, like, a formal wearing
Me?
clothing
Oh, I'd wear
society.
vests every day. I would wear formal clothes every day if I had enough.
Oh, if it was.
If it was required in your society.
a little throwback retro
steampunky
Western thing, I could see that.
I'd do that today still. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I totally would. Ooh. Oh, here we go. Still a story. No.
That's a t-shirt.
It really is.
It's a circle.
I feel like it would ruin it though if we put Woody Harrelson's face on that t-shirt.
Should put just Bunraku on the back. I can see it in your eyes.
See, there's a whole lot of love going on in that room.
Right now, he's like, get a room, guys. Seriously.
Totally. Did you see what was that movie called with Josh and Han Solo, and they were like, and they were cops in Hollywood.
Hollywood.
Top cops, cop-outs.
Hollywood undercover.
Hollywood something.
Hollywood homicide.
That could be close.
That was a really bad movie. I saw.
Oh God, it was awful.
I think that's on Netflix.
It was so
You can tell that both
sad.
of them were just like, why are we doing this?
Exactly.
This is a terrible choice.
Yeah. Like at some point, the script was awesome, but by the time they got to set, it had been changed so much, and they were just like,
I hate when you watch a movie and you can just see the executive standing behind it. Well, I think his hat is wrong. Blah, blah, blah.
It's just too detailed.
That's why I like movies like this. This is a singular vision.
Yes,
there's no
it
doubt
is
about
definitely
that.
a singular vision. Singular visions are expensive.
Yeah.
Yes. I have no doubt that this movie costs more than you would assume.
Yeah.
You can
And
do them.
I would bet that the vast majority of the single visions don't pull in a shit ton of money.
I was going to say the same
This
thing.
didn't-
this
this
didn't
didn't garner
do very
much.
well. And I know Cloud Atlas, also
Yeah.
similar, a singular vision. Well,
That one cost way more than this one, I would assume.
yes, probably did. They didn't shoot in Budapest, that's for sure.
This stuff is great to me because you can tell that obviously it's not practical.
Right.
They're old school projection, rocking the bikes a little bit.
Yeah.
You know,
But it looks
love that stuff.
But it looks better than most of those. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. I mean,
Well, it's created in a style. And look at this. This is so nice. Tell the story, and I'm going to have it show up.
This is a very elegant way
Now
to
it's a
show
video screen.
everything that's happening. Everything.
It's interesting because they could have just used his voice for narration, but they wanted to connect those two
Yeah.
things. So she's gone from the brothel, essentially, all cleaned up and beautiful,
All the cleave
from
in
the
the world.
baths to the brothel to the bad guy. That's a t-shirt. Not really.
Very real to others. Yet again, another fantastic casting choice, I think, for this movie. Ron Perlman as the woodcutter.
yeah.
An
Well,
interesting choice for sure.
An aging warlord.
Such a bear of a man.
Yeah.
And those dreads, like what the hell? He's just covered in fur.
And you can see him, like, I'm sure he bulked up a little bit for this, but you can see this guy as an aging Viking or warrior or something like this. It wasn't a big stretch.
what if they would have cast Bill Pullman?
I don't think that he would have had to gain a lot more weight.
Well, just said it would have been different.
Yeah.
Bill Pullman could have pulled it off. Bryan Cranston could have done it. He
You
could
think
do
Bryan Cranston could do everything?
Because he can.
I love all the things that he says to her are so, like, sweet. And
He is-
kind of dark.
Yes.
But
He does
she
threaten to kill her at
hates
some
him.
point during the scene.
Well, yeah. This is what I don't understand. he's in love with her, and yet their relationship is like whore-client. But he cares about her more than that. Is it her that's made it be like that?
I think he feels he can't afford to show that kind of emotion ever.
A hostage
Or
to
at least-
fortune.
Yes.
It's a weakness. Yes,
Mhm.
it's
Yeah,
a
to be
weakness
exactly.
that he can't
feels that as
afford.
weak.
So it's a secret that he forces her to keep.
So instead, it's easier for him to look at her as an object and as a possession.
Well, not look
And
at
let
it.
taking
everyone
it away
else.
from
I don't
her.
think
Yes.
I don't think he looks at her possession. I think he allows the rest of the world to look at her as a possession.
I would agree with that too. That's the impression
But
he wants everyone to have.
For him to feel like he's maintaining control, there is a part of him that tries very hard.
All the side
Just
boob in the
separate
world. Just
that
all
just
the
a
side
little.
boob in
You're
the
a
world.
thing that I can have.
You have to be. It's more like you have to be a thing. Sorry,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. And she even asked him in the scene, "Let me love you as a free woman."
Right, right. That would make me happy. You want me to not hate you? Then give me that freedom.
I don't know why they decided on the dreads.
Exactly.
Right
Yeah.
there.
For the fur aspect.
Yeah, it makes him look wilder, and I like it.
I know you do.
Are you a big fan of Beauty and the Beast from back in the day?
He's like, I could strangle
The
you
old
right here.
The old
what's
TV
her
show.
name? What's her name?
Take that baby right out of you, Linda Hamilton.
She was in Terminator.
Yeah.
Linda Hamilton.
Beauty and the
Linda
Beast.
Hamilton. Yeah.
And wasn't that Ron?
That was Ron Perlman
Yeah.
was the Beast.
Yeah.
I think that was one of his first big breaks.
She's like, I don't want to have your kid if it's going to be like this.
I think he's 63.
And
now.
here he is.
Ron Perlman. 63.
But he only ingests soy protein isolates,
Is that true?
which maintains his youth and strength.
No,
No,
that
I'm
is
totally
a
making
lie.
that
Is that what Paul Rudd does?
Perhaps.
Lord.
That
Isn't
dude
he like 86?
That dude found the Fountain of Youth and uses it as his bathroom.
That Fountain of Youth is called Babyface. Some folks got it.
He's
some
got
folks don't.
forever baby face.
Yep. Kissing
Comic book.
and eyes. I think that's a weaker transition to my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one wasn't very good.
I was like, I can't think of anything else to do here.
Let's just try this.
I do think this is hilarious, though. It's like he knows what's coming. So he's
I'll cover my eyes so I
I
can't
just
see
can't-
my death arriving. Really? And right in the eye. Let me carefully lay you down.
He's not lying.
The dude has 2 lines in the entire movie, and that one was just a great one.
Point and go.
So brazen, just straight attacks the chief of police in public.
Get your ass over here.
Because it's just a figurehead. Police chief's just a figurehead. He looks like Ulysses S. Grant.
Oh, good call. He totally does.
Or how I
Hold
see
on.
Grant in my head, anyway.
$50 bill, y'all.
You know what? Yeah.
Ooh.
Do you hear
That zoom out was pretty rough.
That's
Call
an
it.
old cool
Call it when you
70s
see it.
style zoom out.
My bed is calling me.
It makes me wonder if these two aren't really drunk in this scene, because they're doing a pretty good job
Right?
of drunk in this scene.
Something tells me Woody know how to be drunk and high.
Love lost.
That line I really like too.
That's
Love.
your t-shirt. What is the tattoo behind his ear? It's a yin, right?
Yeah, it's a yin.
Everyone seems to have like little tattoos behind their ear that are never explained or given close-ups.
I think Josh Hartnett's tattoos are real though, that you keep seeing. I'm fairly certain those are actually his.
Because he's hardcore.
Yeah.
Hartnett is not hardcore.
You don't know he's not hardcore. In your dreams, he's hardcore.
I don't dream about Josh Hartnett. He's not a man. He's just a boy.
Look at that face. Look at that rose developing.
The glow.
Don't do it, drunken Yoshi. Oh, drunken Yoshi, what were you doing?
He just starts getting in fights with people.
This is what I don't understand. Woody Harrelson, like, shakes it off, right? Like, go with them. Why?
Because he's got bigger plans for him. He doesn't want him to be all like...
And he just listens to him, like, should I just give up? Yes.
Well, he doesn't want him to get in more trouble. You know, this is obviously a setup, right?
That is a shitload of trust for Yoshi to place.
Yeah, he is my mentor now.
Yes.
He is my.
I guess that's true.
It started.
We didn't see that formal.
We're gonna stop down.
They got drunk together, you know, and they were hanging out. They were talking about bitches, and things got weird.
We're stopping down here at 53 minutes. 53 minutes.
What? Like it's never happened to you before?
53 minutes. We're stopping down here for part one.
Okay.
Because I thought that was a good scene.
Yeah, that's a good place to stop.
Good place.
We're staring at Josh Hartnett sleeping, and I think his hand's down his pants. I've never noticed that before. I'm fairly certain his right hand is down his pants right now.
That's how I sleep. With my hand down Josh Hartnett's pants.
All the time. Down the pants.
So that was part one. We're going to do a stop down. Jump over to part two. It's going to be annotated in the top, and I'm probably going to put it... Well, this week we'll put it on Dorothy's face. Dorothy, show them where the annotation is.
What? The annotation?
It's going to be right there. It's going to be right there on that beautiful mug.
Right here.
It's also probably been up in the corner the entire time, too.
True enough.
But... go over to part two. We'll watch the rest on part two. We'll see you in a minute.
Okay, I have to pee.
Jim, just wait. Yeah, we're coming back for two.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay.